Regardless of the result tonight, what a hockey game between the Leafs and Red Wings at Scotiabank Arena tonight to end off the home portion of the schedule for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And the big story, Austin Matthews gets one, but can't get the second one, as he's right on at 69 goals with 2 games remaining. And I am got this gut feeling he will not be playing against Florida. That is my take. I don't know if it's true. We will see if it's true, but that's kind of an idea that I have. The Leafs lose 5-4 in overtime to the Detroit Red Wings. They played a putrid first period. They got the lead, right? Beautiful pass in the power play from, I think it was Nylander across to Mitch Marner. And boy, it was as wide open of his cage as you can get. Marner buries it for his 26th goal of the season. The power play assisted by Nylander and Riley at 8:35. And you're on the board first. Then it's disaster time. Turnover after turnover, bad rebound from Samsonov. DeBrincat scores. 3 minutes later, Edvinsson scores. 4 minutes later in the power play, DeBrincat scores. 2 minutes after that, Perron scores. And just like that, you're going into the intermission down 4-1. I mean, it's bad. Right? Samsonov wasn't great. The team was putrid. I didn't like Perron's goal on Samsonov. He kind of beat him short side. Not great. And then the second period happens, and it was kind of a weird start to the period. But then Nick Robertson, flying through the neutral zone, little toe drag, rips it high glove side on James Reimer and beats him. What a goal from Nick Robertson, his 14th goal of the season. And you look at his shooting percentage this year, he is third on the Leafs in shooting percentage. And what have the Leafs struggled so much with in the playoffs? People talk about, whoa, defense. And the Leafs can't score in the damn playoffs. There's a stretch last year, they didn't get more than 2 goals in a series, or in a game. And then in Game 7s in the past, they can't score, and it's just bad. And a guy like Robertson could do a little something. 14th of the season at 9:04, an unassisted goal from him. Then, beautiful pass from, was it Riley or Marner who fired it across? Regardless, Austin Matthews gets it on his offside, and then pulls with the forehand and roofs it as James Reimer is trying to fly across to make a save. Matthews is obviously 69th goal in the season on the power play from Marner and Riley. At 10:23, that was less than a minute and a half after. And that was they had a 4-minute power play because Benoit got high sticked. And you're thinking, oh, this is your opportunity. By the way, Leafs Nation, if you haven't followed the TikTok page, go do so down below or go to TO Sports Talk on TikTok because I was live during this game. It was very entertaining. Lots of great conversations with people. It was very, very fun. So go follow up the link down below for that. And then, 7 minutes later, John Tavares have a beautiful play from Mitch Marner. Tavares rips this thing cheese. Gorgeous shot from the captain. And just like that, it's a tied hockey game. Holy crap. Right? It's just a bunch of goals for either team. And we go into the third period. Shots and goal in the second were 14-6 in favor of the Leafs after they got outshot 13-6 in the first. And you go into the third, and it was a bloodbath. 16-13 in shots in favor of the Leafs, but they just could not beat Reimer. And you go to overtime, and they had a power play late in the third period, too. Couldn't score. And then Dylan Larkin in overtime off a nice little pass to the back door for Patrick Kane. Redirected him by Dylan Larkin to basically keep the Red Wings season alive. Now, yeah, you lose in overtime. Shots and goal, what are they? Well, 1-0 in overtime, unfortunately. But, it is what it is, right? Special teams-wise, they were 2 for 3. Leafs were 2 for 4. And you look at the goaltending stuff. Look, Samsonov, that's back-to-back games of, I think, like 5 goals allowed, 5 on 32, even though he's kind of the reason they got a point for some of the really big saves he made in the third period. Mitch Marner had a 3-point night, goal and 2 assists and a +1. Tavares, Robertson, and Matthews all with +1s. Matthews had 10 shots on net. Riley with 2 assists, Nylander with an assist. However, you look at Matthews, Nylander, and Riley, and even though they had the points, they were all dashes in the game, right? Nylander was -1, Riley and Matthews both -2s, so not great, right? But regardless, you got a point, I guess. Doesn't mean anything. With Tampa Bay's loss tonight in regulation to the Washington Capitals, the Leafs are now 100% concrete. You ain't moving in that 3 seed in the Atlantic Division. I said I was never worried about them catching the Leafs, and I just was never worried about it. Right? The Leafs were getting that spot, and it was, it is what it is, right? So, 2 games remain, Leafs Nation, and we don't need to talk about the game much more other than Austin Matthews just being an absolute god. They have 2 games left in Florida, and then is it a back-to-back? Yeah, on the back-to-back on Wednesday, you play the Tampa Bay Lightning. I have this gut feeling, and I said it off the top of the show, that Austin Matthews will not play against Florida. Because you think about what is Florida all about, right? They're greasy, right? They'll run guys. They'll be pests. They'll slew foot if they need to. There'll be some greasy stuff going on. And if you're Austin Matthews and this is possibly your round 1 matchup, yeah, you don't need to do that. If you're Sheldon Keefe, you think about possibly sitting Austin Matthews, resting him up after that game, and then against Tampa on the Wednesday, you play Austin. Now, there's no guarantee that he's going to score that goal and score 70, and if he doesn't score 70 in that game against Tampa, everyone's going to lose their mind and rip Sheldon the new one. It's a very interesting scenario we're into. You damn well know Sheldon Keefe wanted him to score both tonight and call it quits there, so then he could do that. He could sit him against Florida and play him against Tampa and then call it a regular season. But now that he's on 69 goals, it makes for a much different conversation. So I'm very intrigued. I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think's going to happen? And if you were Sheldon Keefe, honest to God, in this situation, what would you do? Because for Sheldon Keefe, this playoff run, or whatever we have going on here, could be his last time with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Could be. So if you're risking Austin Matthews going for 70 goals and playing against Florida, and then God forbid he gets hurt, like today when he tripped over Nylander and hit his shoulder or back against the boards and slow to get up, everyone's holding their breath. You don't want that in a meaningless game. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. What do you think? If I was Sheldon, yeah, I'd be the ass and sit him against Florida and play him against Tampa. Because if my ass is on the line and we damn well know the playoffs are the most important thing, and you're going up against a greasy Florida Panthers team. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm just as a fan of the Leafs, I want him to play both, and I want him to score 70. Period. But for Sheldon, I don't know. So it's very interesting to see how this plays out, Leafs Nation. Very excited. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and are ready for these last 2 games to be over and hopefully Matthews gets 70, hit that like button. Do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys have not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game? For the Toronto Maple Leafs, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and of course, TikTok is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition tomorrow, 1 p.m. tip-off in Miami, the final game of the regular season. As for the Toronto Blue Jays, they play tomorrow in the finale, the 3-gamer against the Rockies at 1:37. Jose Barrios versus Kyle Freeland there. And as for the Leafs, they're back in action not until Tuesday, but they are in Florida taking on the Panthers, a possible round 1 matchup they might not be leaving Florida. Let's put it that way. They play the Panthers, the Lightning, and if the Panthers come second in the division, they ain't coming home yet because they'll have to play Florida. So we'll see how this whole thing goes, Leafs Nation. But regardless, I'll talk to you Tuesday, 7:30, puck drop between the Leafs and Panthers in Sunrise. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And Matthew's getting 69 today. We'll talk to you guys then.